Hi everybody, welcome back to Office Hours. Good to see everybody again. Hope everyone's doing good. Got a great program for you here today. We have a cool discussion on what's the deal with Taiwan. Last month, I think some of my friends know this, last month I went on a trip to Taiwan. And so I thought it would be cool now if I could discuss what exactly Taiwan is. Is it a country? Is it part of China? Is it something completely different, or is it something in between? So to understand the situation with Taiwan, okay, we have to go back in time. We have to go back to 1949, okay? So this is after World War II. This is after the Japanese have been defeated. And the Chinese Civil War has resumed, and it is still raging. The Chinese Civil War was between two factions. Sorry to my British friends, I should have done this. Two factions. The Communists, led by Mao Zedong, and the Nationalists, led by, in English we would call him, well, we have historically referred to him as Chiang Kai-shek, but the Mandarin pronunciation of his name would be Jiang Jieshi, so however you like. But for now, let's say Chiang Kai-shek, because that is the way most people know him in the West. So communists under Mao and the nationalists under Chiang, okay? And these are two factions fighting each other for control of China. And as of 1949, the communists are winning. So the communists are advancing southward and westward, and they're pushing the nationalists outside of the central part of China. And the nationalists are being faced with a grim prospect. They're forced to take advantage of their last hope. And the nationalists take advantage of this hope, and they retreat from mainland China to the island of Taiwan, okay? So maybe if here's our China, right? Okay, sorry, bad China, but here's Taiwan, and the communists are pushing in, and so the nationalists retreat to Taiwan, okay? And they've been there ever since. Taipei is established as the provisional capital, okay? Taipei is established as the provisional capital for the nationalist government. And to this day, Taiwan, and along with a few other islands off the coast of the mainland, they refer to themselves not as the People's Republic of China, but as the Republic of China. So the communist government, of course, is called the People's Republic of China. Or we can also say the PRC. The nationalists have the Republic of China, the ROC. So the ROC government continues on the island of Taiwan to this day. And it could be even said that this is a similar situation to what existed during the Cold War between East and West Germany, or even now between the two Koreas. Because both of these governments are claiming to be the sole legitimate government of China. Now, realistically speaking, the Republic of China only controls Taiwan along with a few other islands. So a good way to think of this is not to think of it as, or rather some people in the Republic of China would say that it's better to refer to this country not as Taiwan, but as the free area of the Republic of China. And this is the language used in the Constitution. Although not everybody in Taiwan agrees with that. A lot of people will say, well, this isn't China at all, it's Taiwan, but let's not get into that. But at any rate, the Republic of China that is situated on Taiwan has developed independently from the mainland. And although it was initially this horrendous pseudo-fascist dictatorship under Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang Kai-shek was horrible. He was a absolute despot. But since Chiang's death, the ROC has actually developed into a multi-party democracy, and with a very highly developed economy. It's got a first world standard of living, you know. And it claims to be the legitimate government of all of China. In fact, I think they even claim parts of, Mongolia and maybe even part of Russia, but anyway, we don't need to get into that. And there are some countries that actually accept this arrangement. Swaziland, for example, considers Taiwan to be, or the Republic of China to be, the sole legitimate government of China, as does Vatican City. I think there are a few others. So there is some debate as to which of these governments is the legitimate government of China. Now, meanwhile, and of course it's not really my place to take sides. You know, I'm a foreigner in China. Right now I'm on the mainland, so I have to respect the opinions of both my Chinese and my Taiwanese friends. And so I think it's more my job to listen than to say, I think this or this. But at any rate, back on the mainland, the People's Republic of China declared victory in October of 1949, okay? And it continues to refer to Taiwan as Taiwan Province. And in the official Chinese media, for example, newspaper that I usually read, China Daily, it always uses scare quotes when referring to organs of the government here. For example, you know, there was just a big election, and there's a new president of the ROC now named Tsai Ing-wen, and the PRC media was happy to cover this in the newspaper, but they always used quotes around the word president. So according to the PRC, she is now President Tsai Ing-wen of the Republic of China. Anyway, but at any rate, as each of these two entities claims the territory of the other, okay, the two sides have to toe this very fine line to avoid a horrendous and catastrophic war, especially because the U.S. has promised, theoretically, to support Taiwan in such a conflict. I think J. Martin Trost, brilliant writer, he wrote this great book called Lost on Planet China. And in the book he said, you know, despite this agreement, there are probably only a dozen people in the U.S. who would actually muster up any enthusiasm for an apocalyptic war with China over Taiwan. But that said, all 12 of those people probably have jobs at the White House. So we have to be very careful with this situation. So basically the status quo right now, and it's also called the 1992 consensus. Okay, let's write that down. 1992 consensus. Is that China is one country, and it is a single country with one legitimate government. Okay, now depending on which side you personally prefer, that one legitimate government is either the Republic of China or the People's Republic of China. Okay? And, you know, all of this would be a much simpler matter, although it's already quite complicated, if there were only two sides to this issue. But there aren't. there's a third, and that side is what's called the Taiwanese independence movement, okay? The Taiwanese independence movement. And this is actually Tsai Ing-wen, the new president. Let's write this down. Tsai Ing-wen. She is the new president of the ROC, and she is from what's called the Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP. And the DPP is a party that supports a principle called Taiwan independence. Okay? And Taiwan independence movement is basically the idea that before becoming the last redoubt of the ROC, Taiwan had been inhabited for hundreds of years by speakers of Southern Chinese languages like Hakka and Minnan. And even for thousands of years before that, Taiwan was inhabited by Austronesian-speaking peoples. The Austronesian, let's write that down, Southern Chinese, Austronesian. And the Austronesian family is cool. The Austronesian family is really interesting because the Austronesian family is spread all throughout the South Seas. In fact, this means Austro, of course, means south, and Nesos is the Greek word for island, so the South Island languages. And we're talking about languages like Hawaiian, like Maori, like some of the Rotokot, some of the languages of New Guinea. And so these are the original inhabitants of the island of Taiwan. So as you might expect, both the Southern Chinese speakers and the Austronesian speakers, maybe some of them are not super happy about these Mandarin-speaking mainlanders suddenly showing up and setting up camp on their island. So this leads to the claim that Taiwan is, in fact, a nation unto itself, and their slogan is Taiwan is Taiwan, China is China. I remember hearing this on the streets of Taipei. Hearing people say, "Oh, Taiwan's Taiwan, China is China," and you know, the Taiwan independence movement wants to shed its Chinese trappings, and it wants to become the independent Republic of Taiwan rather than the Republic of China. Now, the problem with this is that such a move would alienate, of course, the descendants of the 1949 refugees who also live on Taiwan. Taiwan is their home, too. If the way I see it, if a person was born someplace, that person has just as much of a right as anyone else to live there. But the big problem is that a declaration of independence from Taiwan would trigger an invasion from the PRC, which would not, as we discussed, be fun. But, fortunately for everybody, for all parties concerned, I have an awesome plan. An awesome plan. Check this out, everybody. It's a great plan. Oh, man. This is an awesome plan. It's a great way to solve the ROC versus Taiwan dispute, and I came up with this idea when I was in Taiwan, and even if it doesn't make everybody happy, at least it pisses everyone off equally. And, you know, of course, this is mostly tongue-in-cheek, but just hear me out. So, you know, I mean, I even remember telling the girl that worked in the youth hostel in Taipei, I sat down with her and we were just talking about this, and I said, hey, what if this, and this? And she said, wow, that's a good idea. It's just really stupid. So I got that going for it. So my proposal hinges on one important but often overlooked fact. The free area of the ROC does not only comprise Taiwan. Let's look. So here's Taiwan. Okay? Taiwan. And here's the eastern coast of China. Okay? Shanghai is up here. Right? let's do that, SH. Shanghai's up here, Hong Kong's down here. HK. Okay, just to give you an idea of where we are. So, the free area of the ROC is comprised mostly of Taiwan. That's 99% of its area is Taiwan. However, it also includes a few small islands off of the coast of the mainland. So I think there's one up here, and then maybe one down here. Okay, and these islands, this island is called Kinmen. I don't think it's that far south, but whatever. Kinmen. There we go. Kinmen, or Chinmen, however you like to say it, and Matsu. Okay, Kinmen and Matsu Islands. And these are islands off of the mainland coast that are controlled by the Republic of China rather than the People's Republic of China. Okay, so actually it's possible, even from Kinmen on a clear day, it's possible to see the mainland. I've never been there myself, but that's what I read. And at any rate, Matsu and Kinmen, they form a separate province within the Republic of China, Taiwan being the other. So while administered by the ROC, the archipelagos, these islands are not part of Taiwan. So it's ROC, but it's not Taiwan, geographically or even politically, because it's not part of Taiwan province. So, this in mind, here's my proposal. And again, don't take this seriously if you're Chinese and you're about to send me a searing comment, because I'm not taking it seriously, but maybe it'll give us a laugh. Here's my proposal. First, the ROC grants Taiwan province. Remember, the ROC is comprised of not only Taiwan, but also Taiwan, Matsu, and Kinmen. Okay, and Penghu, which is kind of in here. All right, so the ROC grants Taiwan province regional autonomy. Okay, and perhaps something that could be worked out here is something similar to the relationship between Denmark, Greenland, and the Faroe Islands, because Greenland and the Faroe Islands are basically independent countries, and they govern themselves, but they're represented by Denmark in diplomatic issues. And in return, Denmark takes care of Greenland and Faroe Islands' national defense. Okay, so a similar situation, I guess, could theoretically happen here with the ROC with the ROC and with Taiwan. Okay, so suppose that the ROC is managing Taiwan's foreign relations and its self-defense. Okay, and Taiwan is kind of an independent country within a country. And having given Taiwan self-rule, but Taiwan is still theoretically part of the Republic of China. Now, having given Taiwan self-rule, the seat of government of the Republic of China could relocate from Taipei to one of the islands. So, while these islands, they are quite small, it's not like these are like abandoned rocks just with birds and things. No, these are actual places where people live. There's a city on Kinmen with 100,000 people. So it is possible to live here, and theoretically it would be possible to move the organs of government to one of these islands. And you know, this relocation of the ROC government to the islands would give Taiwan regional autonomy, semi-autonomy, whatever. And at the same time, this would be a temporary measure, okay, until reunification. So at that time, the government relocates to the mainland, and Taiwan is granted formal and complete independence. Excuse me a moment, guys. I gotta go and talk to somebody. Hi everybody, welcome back. One of my coworkers needed to talk to me, so sorry about that. But we are back and we are talking about the situation with the Republic of China and how the Republic of China, my awesome idea how the Republic of China could give Taiwan autonomy while relocating to the minor outlying islands. And here's the great part. If the Republic of China and if and when the Republic of China reunites eventually with the mainland, maybe at this time, Taiwan, in exchange for its support of the Republic of China, could be given even greater autonomy or even formal independence. So, anyway, that's my idea. It's a ridiculous idea. It's a pipe dream, but you know, it's an idea. And as far as I can tell, this proposal satisfies all parties. For example, the ROC continues to exist, and it continues to theoretically maintain a presence on Taiwan until it reunifies with the mainland. And the Taiwan independence movement gets autonomy now and independence later, and the promise of independence is a great motivation to support the ROC in Chinese reunification. And as an added bonus, the ROC relocates its government off of Taiwan proper. And the third side, the People's Republic of China, the PRC, gets to continue claiming that technically Taiwan is part of China, which the PRC very much enjoys doing. And as long as they can continue to make this claim that Taiwan is, and I quote, part of China, they have promised not to bomb Taiwan into the Stone Age. So I think everybody wins. No one gets bombed. The ROC continues to exist, and Taiwan gets, at the very least, a lot of autonomy. So, what do you think? Is this a good plan? Is it like my friend in Taipei said, a great plan, just really stupid? Or should I keep my day job? If you're Tsai Ing-wen and you want me into your cabinet, let me know by leaving a comment. Let me know by leaving a comment. Bye, everybody. See you next time.